Should be good. So we got our Discord, we got our Telegram, we've got our Twitter Space. It's all up. If you want to follow along, if you want to actually see the screen, in Telegram you can see the screen. I think YouTube actually has the best view. It's kind of cool. You get to see all the chats from Telegram, Discord, and YouTube all in one place. So let me mute this because I can hear myself coming through. Okay, but I hear audio, so we should be good. If you, oh, I need to unmute on Telegram. Let me just make sure. Okay, so Telegram, we're good. Twitter, we're good. YouTube, we're good. Let's do this. Let's go through. So today, what we're going to be talking about, charting parallel channels as well as forms of consolidation. And I think that's it really applies to what we're doing as far as the market right now, and I think you're going to see that. So it's a pretty cool concept. We're going to stay kind of surface because you can get really deep into this, but I think it's good. So let's start off with parallel channels, and then we'll get into forms of consolidation, because oftentimes the forms of consolidation, they are parallel channels, and so this works really well. If you're new to the format, or if let me reiterate, maybe if you're not, what I'm wanting out of this format. This is not like a lecture. I don't want it to be a lecture. Obviously, I can talk for 2 straight hours with no interruption. um, but I would love it to be engaging. I would love it to be something where you can participate. So if you're on Telegram, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, wherever you're at, Discord, right? If you've got questions, go ahead and just unmute yourself and ask, or type them into the comment section. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to make sure that this is making sense. That if there's any questions or comments or anything, that we get it covered. So I see there's a couple comments. Hey, yeah, Baffles, thank you. Yesterday the dinner was good. We went out. You know where we went? We went to Olive Garden. Went to Olive Garden, and it was fun. We took out the two kids, took out my wife. She got a free like dessert from Olive Garden, and that's where she wanted to go, and that's where we went. It was a good time. So yeah, thanks for asking. Actually, quick story. So I've only been to New York City once, and I went there, and we were in Times Square, and I don't know where to go, but when you think of New York, you think of like world class cuisine. And so we wanted to find a good place to go. We go, and there's like a beat cop on the corner in Times Square, and we go up and say, hey, do you have any recommendations? Just curious, like what would be a good place to eat? Kind of get the genuine New York experience. And he goes, huh? He thinks about it for a second. He goes, have you tried Olive Garden? Like Olive Garden. And like we start laughing. We're like, well, yeah, like we have Olive Garden where we're from. And he's like, well, ours is pretty good. It's like, what the heck? Like, so anyway, but we ended up going to Junior's. So Junior's in Times Square, just outside of Times Square. So if you ever go to New York City, go to Junior's. They've got some good food there. Great cheesecake. But anyway, thanks for asking. I really appreciate the follow up. Yeah, Junior. Well, look, I've got a couple weaknesses. One, if I can hear myself talking, kryptonite, done. I can't think at all, right? So if there's like feedback on a mic, another thing that I'm terrible with, accents. Never been good at impressions or accents or anything. So just understand, if my voice is a little different than the normal, I'm doing some sort of accent. Just give me lots of space and grace on that, because I'm no good at it. But thanks, David. I appreciate that. All right. That is a good tip. That's a good tip. I'm gonna go practice in the mirror after this. Love it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And no, interrupt. Like this is what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a little fun. So look, if you're on the Twitter space, you get the audio experience. But I want to encourage you to come to YouTube, come to the Telegram, and view the screen. So let's get into it. Okay. We're trying to figure out what's going on with this market. Okay. Well, uh, it's it's a fight. It's a negotiation. We're trying to figure out, are we going up? Are we going down? Okay. We had these levels picked out. If the levels we've been looking at. I mean, so this is going back. Just so we know, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. I like to have different colored candles because then we can maybe be a little bit more objective, and it's also not so boring, right? But red and green means go and stop. I think we need to change that up. So, look, this is January, this is March. So, we were in this consolidation for a while now, and we have a leg up, and we've come back down. This has been a level that we've been talking about for weeks, weeks and weeks and weeks, and we got it. Finally got it. Um, but where do we go from here? And what are the trades? What are the setups? So here's what I want to do. I want to show you how to draw a parallel channel and see if this gives us any sort of clarity. So there's a tool, and it's under your cursors. So you have your cursors, and then underneath that, what you have is you have your trend line section. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of different tools, but there's one called parallel channels. Now we're talking about when we're drawing a channel, we can mess with it a little bit. I mean, you'll get a feel for how you like to do it, but I'll teach it as it was taught to me. Okay. Which is you pick a point. So like this is what we're mapping. Okay, is from the end of January until present day. So we want to pick the lowest point for the start, and then we pick the lowest point for the next place. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you start at the top or the bottom. It's parallel, right? So it doesn't matter. And then we go to the highest wick in this body that we're trying to map out. Okay, so if you see what we did, let me remove the magnet tool so I can draw. We went off of this point, we went off of this point, and we went off of this point, and that gives us our parallel channel. And now we want to look and see if there's anything that makes sense. Does it bring any clarity? Is this channel being used at all? And yes, it is. Look at this. So this dotted line, obviously this is the center of the channel, okay? Perfect resistance right there, if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. So perfect resistance. We had some play on here. We had a touch right here. We didn't touch the line, but you can tell that there was some people thinking about it. And keep in mind, what did we talk about yesterday? The whole point of mapping stuff out, of doing technical analysis, is we're trying to find other investors. We're trying to find other groups of people. So there might be Fibonacci, there might be, Elliott waves, there might be MACD and EMAs or VWAPs, whatever it is, right? Parallel channels is another tool to help us find investors, okay? So we want to gauge if our channel, right, if we have the right idea, if we're saying that this is a parallel channel, right, we should be seeing it being respected, right? Um, so we're getting some, like, we definitely have some play, right, on the middle, the top, the bottom, and we can kind of see that right here. Like this is giving us good, good play. So let's talk about. So I mean the parallel channel. There's some trading strategies we can talk about it. Let me do that real quick, and then I want to move into consolidation because what the channel does is it gives us a couple of trend lines where we can watch for the behavior, consolidation behavior. Okay. Um, So let's get this. Hey, is David still in here? David, congratulations on the stealth launch yesterday on the BSC network. All right, I hope everything is going well. I had no idea. I was expecting like maybe a heads up, like, hey, we're thinking of doing this. All of a sudden, I hear, hey, they're launched. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Well, that now I don't feel so bad. I was thinking I was thinking I would get a heads up. Awesome. Oh, right on. Very cool. Very cool. Let's take a look at the chart real quick because I know we were at an all-time high yesterday. So yeah, we're right about there. We've dipped down on the BNB, but let's check out RM Docs. It says you're up 2,000%, bro. The heck? Oh, you're good. Nope, you're good. Nice. That's funny. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Very good. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. I completely agree with that. And for anyone, so if you're on Twitter or you're on YouTube, we're talking to David, who is a lead what is your role over there at RM Docs? What is your title? Not your role, but your title. Do you have one? I see. So he's the gatekeeper over here at RM Docs. But yeah, we're talking about the BSC launch that they had yesterday. Ticker is or RMD, right? On BSC. Cool. Very cool. Mhm. No, you're good. Right. Yeah. Well, hell yeah. Mhm. Very good. R- right. We've got David from RM Docs on our Telegram. So he's talking. There might be some audio that's not being translated. Just a moment. We'll go ahead and continue on with charting the platform, or sorry, charting the parallel. Sorry, this is why I can't. Like, if this is what I was talking about with my kryptonite, if there's someone talking over me, I can't concentrate. But so basically. Um, just a moment. We'll go ahead and continue on with the parallel channels and charting that. So if you are on Twitter, you're able to listen in, but I would encourage you to go to Telegram or go to YouTube where you can get the full visual as well as we're charting this. hmm so it has 2% to the liquidity, but no burn on that. So we're doing a manual burn that we'll be doing with buybacks and burns. But the difference for the BSC, like when we're talking about the list tokens, BSC and Ethereum has a true burn, where the BSC is going to have a manual burn when we do buybacks. But something, just kind of a cool announcement, if you are a list holder or you're looking at getting into crypto list, now that we are nearing the launch of our utilities, so both the platform, the bounties, the educational series. Now we're starting to do this portion of the education. Um, we are going to be doing a complete change of our tax structure. So currently the Ethereum is sitting at a 14% tax, which, at the time, and with the needs of the project, that was really that was acceptable. There was a lot of projects coming out with higher taxes at the time, but we are at a point now where we want to change this up. We want to get to 10, at least 10%. So that would be a 40% reduction in our taxes. So that's pretty cool coming up. But yeah, we're going to continue to maintain the high liquidity, the true burns, the buybacks. We're looking at whatever we can do to create buy pressure and reduce sell pressure. That's what our strategy and long-term look is for our holders. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's a good idea. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. We're all looking for better entries for sure. Well, yeah, I appreciate it. Just because we've got people watching on YouTube and listening on Twitter, I want to get back to some of the content. I appreciate the conversation, but I know because I don't have the audio mixed from every platform that it's a little bit of dead air for some people. So I want to keep it engaging. But hey, I really appreciate that, and best of luck, everyone. Check out RM Docs. They're one of our key strategic partners. They provide very valued and appreciated and really top tier next level vetting and doxing of projects. So we're partnered to work with them. If we are looking at this parallel channel, matter of fact, if you're looking at the screen, you can see that I did another channel. This is for the downtrend. This I started here. It would be on the like 1st of December, looks like, and we came down. So again, I just want to highlight so you know how to do it for yourself. We took the top point, and then we took the highest wick. So I started on the top this time instead of the bottom, and then I just came down and I got that wick right. Excuse me, right there. Um, you can see how well this has been respected. This middle line has been respected. It doesn't mean that we just kiss it and move up. Sometimes we do, right? But you can tell these lines are often we have consolidation around those lines. So it's going to give us good points of interest where we can be looking at. We can see, yeah, where we're consolidating, we're moving up at the bottom lines. So this is what's really cool. And let me actually zoom in to this section so we can see this. Okay, so this is beautiful. Look how perfect. So we had this wick come up. It touched the middle of the red channel, also the top of the blue channel, which hadn't actually been formed yet, right? We come around, we have some resistance here, which is the middle line, and then we bust through it, we find support, and then we move on up, right? And then when we're breaking out of this red channel, okay, we see we had a little bit of a fight. We came around, we found that the resistance turned into support. We kissed it again down the line. This one we actually lost it, but look, we came underneath it and consolidated underneath. We've been playing with this channel. I mean, look at how well respected this has been. It's actually really cool. And this is why I love technical analysis. Is these are just imaginary lines in space that shouldn't be doing what they're doing, but yet for some reason they are. And I'm not going to argue with it. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy that we can have some clues as to where other investors are at and what they're looking at. But these channels have been respected very well. And we can see that. So let's talk about consolidation, because when we're looking at channels, we see that there's a ton of good examples. So let me delete all my little dots that I've been making, because it's really cool. Consolidation is where there's negotiation for price. Okay, so let's move this and delete all those. Okay, I think I want to delete that as well. And we should be good to go. Now look, down here in the bottom on the trading view, there's like these little pancake menu. Okay, click that, and it's going to open up your object tree. You can highlight whatever you've drawn. You can put it into a folder. Okay, let's rename it. Parallel channels, and there we go. You can lock it up, and now you can toggle them on and off, right? So this is really cool. So let's talk about consolidation. Let's look at how this works in the real world, and well, and you know, in actual application. So consolidation. Let me go to a black background here. So oftentimes, well, let me draw the three types of consolidation. Okay, we have, and granted, it can be going up or it can be going down. Okay, but we have, let's say in this case, we have a leg up, and then it's like we are moving, 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 and then we come up and we move out. Okay, so this is sideways consolidation. Okay, so we have sideways consolidation. We have downward, uh, like a downward slope consolidation. And again, it could be going either way, but it's something like this, and then we come up and we break out. Okay, so this is so downward slope. Okay, and hopefully you can see that okay on the screen. And then we have an upward consolidation. So we come up, and then we're like this, and then we break up. Okay. So these are the three types of consolidation. So upward slope. Oh. And each one of these have their own attributes. Okay, so um, sideways continuation. I'm sorry, sideways consolidation. It usually favors the continuation of the trend. Okay, so if we're moving upwards, okay, then we can expect that when we break out, we're more than likely, okay, and we're talking probabilities, we're not talking about guarantees, but just probabilities, right? We're more than likely to break to the upside. It's going to be a continuation of the trend, and that's statistically true. I think it's like 65% of the time that's what happens. So keep in mind that means 35% of the time it doesn't. So don't bet the farm on it, right? The ideal situation is to either one, be in lower, two, buy the bottom of the consolidation, right? Or three, just to ignore it altogether. Um, but you want to make sure that when you're looking at this, you adjust your stop losses, you trade with the probability. Um, yeah, so this one, let's go to the next one. So this is the downward slope. The downward slope, you may have actually heard it referred to as a bull flag, right? A bull flag where it comes up and then it slowly kind of negotiates the price back down, and then it moves up. This is the most um, so it's the most bullish type of consolidation, and I'll say bullish if we're going up, right? Again, if there are bear flags where we come down and then we consolidate and we move up and then we break down. Like that happens all the time. Matter of fact, I'm sure I can find an example right here. Look at this. This is smaller. We're on the 4-hour time frame, but this is exactly what we're talking about. Right, sorry. It's weird. You have to go back and forth and zoom in, but this is what we're talking about. We move down. Let me get a red. And we consolidated. Little move up, and then we break back down. Okay, that is exactly what we're talking about. It can happen on a bear trend or a downtrend. It can also happen um, moving upwards as well. So we see these patterns all the time, and this one has the most, well, what do I say? It has the highest probability that it's going to continue the trajectory. So if it's moving up, it's more likely to move up, right? And here's the psychology behind this downward slope. Okay, is people are less. It's they're getting out, well, they're getting better pricing. They're able to kind of anticipate where and keep in mind this is a parallel channel. We see that. That's why I merged these together. But they're not there's not a lot of um, leverage being taken out, right? Because if they were being stopped out. And it's like this, it's more responsible. Like it's people kind of taking profits, people kind of buying in, it's a more responsible and respected type of consolidation, and it makes a little bit more sense. And also, people expect it, right? So there's a little bit of self-fulfilled prophecy. So downward sloping consolidation, bull flag, bear flag, whatever we want to call it, those have the highest trend continuation stats. I'm going to change that to white. Okay, now the upward slope. Um, it's still uptrending, but it does not guarantee a strong consolidation, and future corrections might be bigger. And it's indicative of people being overextended or over leveraged. Okay, because we have to realize or take into consideration most of the time we are having leverage put in on the chart. So, and this is true. Like I was saying, there's less leverage, but it's because we're continuously putting in lower pricing, and so like someone here, they might get stopped out or liquidated, stopped out and liquidated, right? So it's being corrected real time, which provides more stability, right? Whereas here, sorry, let me delete these little lines. Whereas here, it's not. It's just a higher low, higher low, higher low. And so people that are really leveraged, they can remain really leveraged. And then what happens is we'll have a correction, we'll come back down, and it's oftentimes more severe. And because leverage, so it's more money being taken out, at a faster rate. But then too, it's a domino effect, right? Hold on, hitting all of these liquidations and stuff. So it's still a decent. I mean, it's still consolidation. It's likely to go higher, but you have to keep in mind it's probably going to have a bigger and faster correction. Um, because people are getting uh, they're overextended, right? So these are our points of consolidation or our types of consolidation, and we can see that all over. We see it all over. Um, let's see if we can find like a okay. So here's a little bit of a bear flag. Okay. So we move up, and we come back down and we move up. Come back down, right? Move up. So I mean, this is more like a trend. That's not actually a very good example. Hold on, let me see if I can find one. I'm sure that I can. This is somewhat of one. You move up and down, and then a lower low, right? And then we end up moving up again. Um, I think that bear flag that I showed earlier was a really really good example. Um, let's see if we can go to 15-minute chart and find a good example of this. Matter of fact, I'm seeing a lot of the opposites. Okay, so this is a bull flag right here. We have a big move up, and then we move down, putting in lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then we break up. we came up in here. So this looks pretty similar to what I was showing. It's down, up, down, right? And then it comes up, it touches the support here, and then it moves up, right? So we have our support, it comes up, touches, okay, we're moving up, and we come out. We see that? So this happens pretty regularly. This is a good pattern that people um, will trade, and it's nice because it's kind of like an intermediate skill. A lot of people are aware of these type of patterns; they're able to see it. But where we want to bring it to the next level is understanding first off this little lip, this little test of support and resistance. Okay, where we come up and it's down, down, down. We move up, support, and move here. So what am I saying? I'm talking. Oops. Okay. Let me get this here. So this right here is really cool because you can have a false breakout, right? It very well could be the case that we break above this and then we drop back down, right? It could be that could happen. But if we see that it comes up and we touch this horizontal line or the top of this parallel channel and we find support and then move up, this is hopefully we're already in a trade. Hopefully we already bought in somewhere, on this downward trend, or maybe we're in lower. But this gives us confidence that okay, we can move our stop loss up. We can take profit, but we don't have to close the whole trade down, right? And if you're on Twitter Spaces. If you're on the Twitter Spaces, thanks for joining. Please go to our Telegram, go to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to chart and map this with us. But I really appreciate you being in the Twitter space. So this is where it's a little bit different, is waiting for this confirmation. We want to wait for the confirmation, okay? And then we're able to make a really good decision. So that's kind of the next level, as well as understanding how consolidation, because these are all parallel channels. Let's see. So how does the consolidation work when we're on a line? Okay, when we're above or like below support and resistance. That's something that a lot of people they have a misconception about. Um, so I want to find where was that bear flag that we had? Oh, right here. So that's not a really good example of what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is a good example. So we have our parallel channels. We have our top, our middle point, and then the bottom line. Okay, this is our support. We're seeing it's being respected. Okay, what we want to see is we want to see a consolidation, and I'm teaching this different. This is not what they teach. Like if you were to pick up or like a regular trading book, this is what they teach. They say that if you're so this top line, okay? So this top line is resistance. All right? The expectation should be that we hit it and we come back down, okay? It's going to give us resistance and a reversal. But what we see oftentimes, okay, so if we come up here and we consolidate, right? And we're doing this thing here, it's taught that, oh, you don't have the momentum, so you should anticipate a drop. You should be putting in a short right here. And that's not very accurate. Matter of fact, it's consolidation under support, and what we see oftentimes is that we do break out and that we come back down and we test and then we move back up. And if we can have this confirmation, okay, where we break above the resistance and we do a support test and then we move up, this is great confirmation, right? Oftentimes, if we're getting rejected, it's a quick little touch, right? Quick little touch, and then we move down. Um, so like right here. Okay, let's talk about this right here. If you are, because if you think about it, oops, let's go again to our resistance. if you think about it, if you've got some candles and it's moving and it comes above and then it's kind of sitting here, okay? They teach, oh, this is what you want to see because now it's going to move up. That's not exactly the case. If you're sitting slightly above your resistance, oftentimes what happens is you don't have the momentum and you come back down, you lose the level. Statistically, that is more likely the probability is that you move down, you lose the level. If you are consolidating underneath it, statistically, you're going to be moving above the level. So here, okay, oftentimes one of these is going to break through and move on out. So those are actually the figures. What's up, Mr. Big? Oh, no worries, man. No worries, not a problem. Okay, so let's see if there's any good examples of this. So this could be, okay, so this could be an example of this where we have this center line of resistance, okay, and we fought really hard in this area and we didn't get it, we lost it, right? We come back up, right? We break it, support, but then we lost it, right? Look at how much consolidation under this line we're getting, okay? There's a lot of play underneath this line, and then eventually we break through and we move on up, okay? So that's what we're talking about. If we're looking at, let's find like this, okay? So right here, we have its resistance, okay? We break through, we find our support, this is great, and we really can't get away from this line. We're consolidating above our support, and what do we end up doing? We end up losing the level, right? If we moved up, obviously that would be great. That's what we would want to see. But where you have consolidation above your support and above, above your support, probabilities are going to say that we're going to lose this level. What we want to see is consolidation underneath and then move upwards, right? So it's very different from what you'll read in a book. Now it doesn't always happen, doesn't have to happen, right? Here's another example where we have our center line. It comes up, we break it, and we consolidate above our support, which is this center line right here, and then we lose the level, right? This is what we want to see. We want to see now consolidation underneath it, break through, touch support, and then we move on up. That's perfect. You like my squiggles? All my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful squiggles? But that's really what we want to be seeing when it comes to points of consolidation. This is true for horizontals. Actually, let's do that. So we've been talking about parallel channels, but it's the same principles as horizontal support and resistance. Okay, so let's delete some of this stuff. Okay, real quick before I pull up the horizontals, can we see that these are parallel channels? I mean, obviously we can. Like, I just want it to be highlighted. That's what's really cool is we're in these channels. So it's really important to understand, how channels are how they work, and that they can be sideways, they can be downward sloping, they could be upward sloping, right? And again, time frame really, really matters. So for instance, we're in an upward sloping parallel channel right now. Hold on, let me see if I can back up. Let me change my time frame. We'll go back to the 4-hour. Okay. So we're in an upward sloping channel. Let me hide this. What the heck is it? Okay. And this is different. We're talking about a 4-hour thing. This isn't like a bull flag or anything like that. So these are different. Okay. So this is consolidation. And we're talking about bull flags or sideways consolidations or upward slope. they are parallel channels, but they're not the same, right? So this is not exactly like, we don't have to worry necessarily about the upward slope. We're mostly talking with these here, these type of flags, of something like if this was to pop up and then do this consolidation, right? And then come up, that we would expect it to probably come back down, right? Or whatever. Or if we were to pop up and do this, right, that we could expect it to come up. So it's all scale, it's all relative. These are two different things that we're talking about. I just wanted to show consolidation and parallel channels like they work in conjunction with each other. There is consolidation in parallel channels, and oftentimes consolidation in and of themselves are parallel channels. So, but let's get rid of the parallel channels. Let's look at let's see here. Let's delete. Actually, I don't want to delete those. Let's hide that, and let's turn on our daily levels. Okay. So, perfect example. Let me zoom in. Perfect example of I wouldn't really say that. Let's just move here. So consolidation above support, and we lost the level, right? Um, Consolidation above support. We're just riding this line, this green line. We're loving right on it. We're on it. We come down, boom. We hit this level, we move back up, right? So now, what are we doing? Now we're consolidating, seems like, under resistance. So maybe it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many attempts it's going to take, but what can we anticipate? If we're consolidating and fighting this level, eventually we're going to run out of sell pressure. Eventually we're going to find support, and we're probably moving up, right? So depending on where we go in the next, few hours or day, right? If we continue to push at this level, we're increasing the probability that we're moving upwards. Okay, so whether it's parallel channels, whether it's a trend line, any sort of support or resistance, it could be horizontal, it could be sloped, it could be the middle of a channel, it could be the top or bottom of a channel, doesn't matter, right? We want to look for the consolidation above or below, and that'll help us understand the probability of the trade. So we took out a trade down here. So this is, let's wrap it up as far as the mindset. Okay, why does any of this matter? We took out a trade down here, so we're in profit. We're good, right? We want to be monitoring, and if all of a sudden we're seeing that we're consolidating above support like this, I'm probably going to be taking profit. I may not end my trade, but I'm definitely going to make it that if I get stopped out or if it comes back down here, I'm not going to lose money, right? Because I need to, first goal, preserve my wealth and preserve my capital so I can live to invest another day. And two, is to make money, right? Rule two is to make money. So we're in a trade here. If we were consolidating here, I would be taking profits, but we're not. We're consolidating here, so I can breathe a little easier, knowing that the probability is we're still in a good trade. We're still going to be in a successful trade. Doesn't have to do it, right? I'm not going to remove my stop loss because I'm all good now. We're in the clear. Never, right? But it's going to be it's likely that we continue to move up and break this level. We've touched it 1, 2, the third time, maybe 3 times the charm. We will see. Let's look at another. See if we can find another level of this. Well, here's an example of it not working, where we touched it, and then moved up. I mean, it's kind of consolidation. It's kind of messy. I would like to see something a little different. Yeah, I think that this is a good. This is like where we got both. um, Consolidation above, we lose it. Then we consolidate under, we come back up, but we didn't have enough and we still lost it. So again, it's probabilities. It doesn't mean it's absolutely going to happen, but it's likely to. It's likely to. So let's see if there's anything else that we can really kind of highlight while we're doing. Oh, this is a perfect flag. This is what I was hoping to see. Look at these. There's like two in a row. Um, so we have consolidation. We move up, right? Consolidate back down. Matter of fact, we even kind of touch support, and then we move on up. So this would be, we move up, down, down, and then we come up and we move out, right? We see this top of the trend. We move up, we come back down, we find support, and then we move on up. Happens all the time. So where do you want to take your trade? Do you want to take your trade? Let's see. You want to take your trade here? At the top, above the channel? Of course not. Of course not. This is validation, this is confirmation, right? If you are having, if it moves up, right? Hopefully you're already in here, okay? But it's okay. We miss trades, we miss opportunities, and we start to see, oh, okay, this is coming back down, right? If we're going to buy this, okay? If we think we have a trade set up, we want to be buying along this line down here. That's where you would want to be buying. And obviously you would then put your stop loss wherever you think you're proven wrong. It's not an arbitrary amount. I've seen people, oh, it's an it's 2% from your entry. No, it's not. It's at the level where you're wrong, right? If like just change your trading amount. Like if you need 4% instead of 2%, what does that mean? It means you're putting half of what you would put on the 2% trade. Okay, so if you can put $100, let's just say $100, and have a 2% stop loss, but now you need 4% stop loss, great. So what you do is and I've actually got a whole theory for this, and a formula. But now you're actually putting $50 on because now you need a 4% stop loss, which is what you do. Why get stopped at an arbitrary 2% if you need 4? If you need 4% to be successful, that's what matters, right? Give yourself the 4%. Or whatever. So you would be buying along those lines, along this bottom channel, if you were to take this trade, with the stop loss at whatever point you think, all right, if I lose this level, I'm going to be wrong, right? And you then monitor. If it breaks up and out, here, let me go back to the red. It breaks up and out, and you get confirmation, and then it moves up, great. Now you're good. Now you can be looking for a take profit. Now you can go and have dinner and not be sweating about it because you can move your stop loss, right? You can be like, good. The probability is the odds are ever in my favor, so to speak. What's up, David? How's it going?
Everything you're saying is mathematically probable. Um, I think where I'm coming at it from is I want to create mathematic certainty, or at least mathematic drive. And I can say this is, again, I'm not a developer on Listed anyway. I'm an outsider, basically. So I can be a little bit more terse than you can. But the way I look at this is, and this is something I keep preaching, and I will always keep preaching, because the BSC chain has been a blessing for this respect, is, look, I think we have about 200 holders in the BSC chain. And if we can get 100 holders to commit to at least $20 a week, you're going to create basically the math works at the current moment. You'll have 4.7 BNB added to the chart every week. That puts you up to the 1 million mark within, I think if I'm running the math right, within about 3 weeks, it will get you to the 1 million mark. And again, what's our biggest marketing value? What's our biggest marketing draw in the crypto game? Is what do our charts do? What do our charts look like? And what is the commitment of the community? SHIB, which I'm still a holder, stuff like that. The biggest draw for getting in the SHIB is the community and the commitment of the community. And I've been very public in demonstrating my $40 a week, $40 plus a week purchases, not because I only have $40 to invest every week, but because I can piss away $40 every week. I'm taking a chance that this chart could do something incredible. Because it could. I think it's an opportunity. I'm not saying it's a certainty. I'm not going to guarantee, but this is an opportunity. Okay, for a number of reasons. A, because I have great faith in the team. B, because it solves a real problem, provides a real solution utility in the crypto space. Okay, so I think, and this is just me, is how do we get the holders to come to the reality? Like, if you're not putting $20 a week into the BSC chain, you're not helping yourself. Because at the end of the day, a team can be the most the most stellar team on planet Earth. But if no one's come to the basketball match, no one's come into the arena, they're going to die in anonymity. And that happens all the time. So to me, I think we need to go to the users, the holders, and go, hey, look, guys, you want this to work? We need to have some come into Jesus real talk about you are part of the marketing. We can pay for marketing. We can give other people money, or we can have this succeed organically because you guys went, hey, instead of spending $20 on Starbucks or whatever bullshit every week, we just threw down $20 on our own investment to grow it. And maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, but that's my position. Is if I'm not prepared to throw $20 at a BSC chart on some truly believe something that isn't a slot machine for me, then I don't need to be in it. And this, I believe, I can throw at least $40 at it every week, and if all that money bursts in the flames, you know what? I took the chance. It was a low risk opportunity for me. But if it pays off, if it catches momentum, if people understand the value proposition, and we can explain, clue me in if I'm wrong here, and I apologize because I'm doing a million different things today. Is the BSC chain helping the ERC chart at all?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Like supposed to be. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if the BSC chart exceeds the ERC chart, then naturally people are going to try and hedge their bets and get in the ERC as well. So you have this potential for a seesaw profit gain, this basic tunnel, okay, this channel for profits if you're willing to invest in it. Now, some people only have $40. I get it. I'm not criticizing anybody. But if you're sitting there and you're looking at other tokens, just give some thought to it. You're going to piss into the wind on a chance you're not going to get stolen from. Or you can take a chance that you're going to grow the green candle. What do you want to do here? And you can't say that as a dev. I can only say it because I'm the guy on the outside looking in, and I'm not giving financial advice. I'm discussing the potential of it, but that's my position. Until, no matter how great a job you guys are doing a phenomenal job. I'm not criticizing you. This is the other part of the equation we don't necessarily understand in crypto so much is our investors are a resource, and we need them sometimes to step up.
Hmm. No, I completely agree. I do. And it's the community, and this is why I think the bounty system is so incredibly important. Important. This utility that we're putting out because it is that engagement, right? Um, it's the engagement from the community. There has never been a project that's had success without the engagement of the community. And I think too, putting in where like you're saying. So for list on the BSC chain, we have buybacks that go directly to Ethereum, right? So it helps the Ethereum, um, token as well. And what's so nice about BSC is the gas, or it's pennies. It's pennies. So you can put in $20 a week, or you could do something like what you're suggesting, and that goes to Ethereum. That goes to the project. It goes to your own rewards, increasing your bag and your holdership. I mean, so it is important, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. Yeah, no doubt. Um, yeah. Anything else you wanted to say on that?
No, I don't want to sit here and grandstand too much. I'm guilty of just pontificating endlessly. But no, I think that's something we really want to discuss as a community. And is really how much do we truly want this project to succeed? I want this project to do incredibly well. I think it's a game changer in the crypto space, and I think it sets a standard for what we should really be seeing from projects coming forward. So to me, I'm making my commitment $40 at a time every week, and then sometimes, unfortunately, I'm taking 30% of my pay right now in Bitcoin from clients. So just that fun stuff I don't want to get into, but this is where are we committed to the success of our projects? When I was in Floki in the early days, it was a massive pump. What made that so successful when it really hit its zenith was you had the community was committed, the community was involved, and I'm not putting down this community, I'm not insulting this community, I'm trying to get them energized for what this could be. I mean, if you could imagine putting in $20 a week for the next 6 weeks, and then it just exploding to where you're seeing a possible 5x, 10x, you're only going to kick yourself for like, why did I only put in $20 a week?
Right.
I look at $20 a week as I'm pissing away coffee. At that point, I'm just borrowing coffee. I'm not buying it, as the old joke goes. Usually it's alcohol reference, but in this case, it's like, I'm throwing $20 a week to kind of get the apes to ape in. Like, oh, I see the green candle. I see these walls of green buys. I must get in. And at the same time, I approach it from the strategy of $20 at a person, because you're going to have the paper hands and the bots that are just going to they have 5 or 6 buys come in, they're going to bail out. And I'm not saying you coordinate the buys, I'm just saying you get that into the cultural mindset of the holders. I don't want to do buyer coordination because you don't want it to just look completely forced. And at the same time, you also want the paper hands to sell out. They're like, oh, there were 6 buys, I need to get out,
Right.
take my profits and leave like an idiot.
No, for sure, man. Absolutely. And I want to encourage anybody that's listening. If you're on YouTube, Telegram, obviously, if you're in Telegram, you already know. Twitter Space. Please check out cryptolist.com and the List token. DYOR. We're on Ethereum. We're on BSC. We have true burns. We have liquidity. We have passive income and staking and liquidity farming. Um, there's a lot of ways to make money, but I also want the community to understand the vision of what we're building. Okay, so the education, like what we're doing every morning with these education videos, we're trying to help people understand how to read charts, right? How to be more successful. Because if they can get it in, buy more red, sell on more green, right? There's more money that stays in the space, right? Unlike rug pulls. Rug pulls, when a rug pull happens, that's money out. Usually that money is out of the ecosystem, it's gone, and it's a drain, right? It's a drain. It's somebody that's scamming somebody and taking this money and then going and doing whatever they got to do with this money and cashing it out. Whereas if people can trade successfully, invest successfully, understand a chart, get more out of it, right? If Ethereum's down 20%, recognize that buying into your small or mid cap coin, that's 20% more tokens than you actually that you get, right? Which if if you have a 10% tax in, 10% tax out, now you're whitelisted. You got whitelisted just by buying at an opportune moment, right? So this is really what we're trying to do in the space is provide security, have people avoid rug pulls, be able to have charts that make sense, and educate the micro cap, small cap, mid cap community on what do the big boys do when they're trading at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and how do they make their money? How are they looking at these charts? Because it works. It works. For stocks, it works for bigger tokens, and it does work for micro caps and mid caps and small caps and stuff as well. So there's a lot to be taken out of it. But if we can make it, we want to make it a safer environment, right? But not just with the rug pull avoidance. We want it to be profitable. We want it to be sustainable, and it'll still be volatile. It'll still be fun. You'll still have massive gains, in this space. We'll continue to see it, but what we will see is going to, I don't know. There's smart money and there's dumb money. Smart money needs dumb money, and dumb money doesn't hold on to the money for very long. So, anyway, yeah, I really appreciate the feedback. Last little point I want to put on this consolidation piece is so there's two things. I'm just reading over my notes here. So typically, what we're told is that consolidation above support offers a low risk long, and consolidation below resistance offers a low risk short. What I'm telling you is the exact opposite. um, so I am in pure disagreement with what the standard or typical knowledge of this is. Actually, statistically, it's the exact opposite. So right now, we have Ethereum that is consolidating under the middle line, okay, which is they're consolidating under resistance. So whether it's the horizontal or this parallel channel, okay, both on the 1 hour, the 4 hour time frame, we are looking at consolidation under resistance, which means that the most likely, the highest probability outcome is that Ethereum moves up from here. Doesn't mean that we don't go down a few bucks from here, right? But if we're looking at probabilities, this is the highest probability trade. Also, market structure has changed. We've put in higher highs, we put in higher lows on the smaller time frames, right? And things are changing a bit. So you want to be trading with the trend. You want to be trading with the market. Trends are incredibly powerful, and the fastest way to get wrecked is to trade against them, right? So um, when we're looking at this current place where we are, just how we're currently existing, the narrative makes sense. Oh, where did my chart go? Okay. The narrative makes sense. We came down, we were in this channel, we hit the bottom, we've now broken above this channel. You see this? All this support, look at this. So, this is just absolutely phenomenal. One last example of this consolidation above and under, okay? Look at how perfect. So I'm talking about this red line. Let me actually just delete or hide this blue. So I'm talking about this red. Look at this. We come above it and we stick above it. We consolidate and we lose it. Consolidate under it, we break above it. Come down, we lose it again. Look, we consolidate under it, and we break above it. We touch, there's the kiss, and we move up, right? And out. We're slowly coming around. I think that the momentum is changing. I think that we're on our way up and out. Um, and so certainly I would think that at this point we had a big, big level. It was a golden, I'm going to do it in a golden circle, because this was a beautiful level, a beautiful point for entry. I compounded my long. I took out a long here. Um, I took out a long there, and we came up here. There was a lot of reasons to think that this level, matter of fact, I had this level, okay? We got hit, and we hit it beautifully, right? I think from this point forward, it makes sense for the whales to take over, for the whales to push the chart to make it more bullish. We have tax money coming in, we have stuff like that's coming in. We're consolidating under resistance. If I was to put this parallel channel back on, let me just do that. We're consolidating under this resistance. Likely, I think the most likely scenario is that we move up to the top of the channel, which, depending on time and trajectory, we could be looking at maybe 3,700, which would be a higher high. Maybe we break above it altogether. Um, but I think when we're looking at Ethereum right now, looking at the market, understanding consolidation, understanding the parallel channels that we're in, okay, giving us yet another tool to find investors, okay, we are likely, I would say that we probably have, I don't know, 75% chance that we move up, 25% chance that we move lower. We can always move lower. We definitely can, right? Matter of fact, this level, I'm just saying, this level, if we move down, that's where I would be looking, and I would be buying a shitload of Ethereum in that level. Um, so this again, this is a day trading perspective, and you don't have to be a day trader to benefit from this knowledge. You can be solely in micro caps and mid caps and small caps, right? You can be in that space 100%, and still this information is valuable to you. Why? Because if Ethereum moves, your money moves. If you're tied into a project that is paired with Ethereum, Ethereum goes up, so does your dollar evaluation. If it goes down, so does your dollar evaluation, right? If it goes down, you can buy more tokens for the same amount of Ethereum if it goes down. That's the beautiful part of understanding how this works. So, you know, I guess that's the last final bit. Of course, we want to always bring it back to the utility. These videos that we're doing, this is part of the educational courses that List is about. We're about educating people in the space. We want to create better traders. We want to create a more stable, fun, profitable ecosystem. And so what we're building is we're building a charting platform that you're able to go and look at a project and see not just the price action, not just the candles. Obviously, there's a lot that we can get from candles, right? But what you can't get is the project vetted? Are they doxed? Do they have an audit, a safe solidity cert? Are they using a multi-sig? What is the token distribution? Do they have liquidity locked? Um, is there malicious code in their contract, right? What are the taxes? Is it a honeypot? Can you buy? Can you sell? And what are the taxes? What are the tokenomic breakdowns? Everything I listed, those are all, and there are even more features that our platform will be able to deliver to you as an investor, as a researcher, when you look at a project. And it's going to be at a glance, all in one place. You'll be able to connect your wallet. You'll have your Zerion portfolio right there. So all of the tokens that you're invested in, you'll be able to see. Unlike DEX tools, you'll be able to chart Bitcoin and Ethereum. You'll be able to look at bigger tokens as well. Okay, and unlike CoinMarketCap, we're not we're not gatekeepers to the crypto world, right? We're not the gatekeeper saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to be listing you, it's too much trouble, or blah, 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 whatever it is, and make or break projects. Okay, let me tell you, I'm not smart enough, and I know they're sure in the hell not smart enough to decide. But how many projects have you been personally looked at and said, I don't know if I'm going to invest in that, and then you see it move, and you're like, shit, I should have invested in that one. That was a really good one, right? That happens all the time. I don't know what projects to invest in or not. Right? I'm not going to be an aggregate of projects and say, oh, only buy these ones. These are my personal favorite. What in the hell? That is so pompous and I don't know, right? So we are going to be listing whatever project wants to go through the process, pay the fee, get up there, and then we're going to have our tech scan their contract, scan their code. We're going to display the distribution of the tokens. And you, as an investor, can look and see what makes sense for you and your strategy. And do you like it? Maybe you see the diamond in the rough where I wouldn't, and maybe you're right, right? This is why DeFi exists. We're decentralizing it. I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. List is not a gatekeeper. We have great utilities. I think the bounty utility, let me talk on this real quick. The bounty utility may actually be more important than the charting utility. Okay? We're talking about the ability to decentralize marketing efforts, to engage the community. And look, when you look at, I was talking to the team from Klikai, okay? People in El Salvador, for example, they need like $2.50 a day. Like that's their living expenses, $2.50 a day. That's what it costs to live there, right? And they're struggling to get it, by the way. Like that's what I'm saying is they're struggling to get it, and they only need $2.50 a day. What if they could go and they could go to RM Docs, they could go to List, they could go to Para, they could go to Kishimoto or Shinja or Mandox or Kaiba, any of these projects that are signing up, and the many more, hundreds more to come, right? And they could go and they could do a retweet. They could go and subscribe to their YouTube channel. They could go and participate in some sort of meme competition, and they could earn crypto 25 cents, 50 cents, 10 cents, for these little easy to complete tasks. But they could create an income based off of that. If you need $2, $2.50 a day, and you could get paid 25 cents in crypto to do a retweet, let me tell you, the world is going to be engaged in a way that I don't think we've ever seen. This is going to bring in a lot of people, genuine people. And guess what? Twitter, they look at that for the algorithm. Is this a real person? Are they doing it organically? Absolutely. They're going to highlight that. So now projects get more exposure from new people to new communities all across Twitter and whatever it is, expanding their reach. This is going to be beneficial. They're going to want to continue to do these bounties. Well, these bounties run out. When they do a listing, if they do the base package listing of $1,500, that's $1,000 that they get to use, right? Initially. But that runs out. Then what do? They have to buy more list on the open market and refill that bucket, refill their wallet that they can continue to pay out the bounties. This is built in um, utility, this is built in value, and it works if you're on BSC, it works if you're on Ethereum. These bounty systems, at whatever chains we start listing people on and we expand into, right? Kaiba's KLC, right? It's going to be there as well. Bounty systems and projects being listed, there as well. Avalanche and Matic and whatever. Um, this is this is the future for List. List has a very, very bright future. And so if you're new to this or you're invested in this, I appreciate the support. Obviously, we want it everything overnight, but time is relative. What we're building is big. It has to be done right. We have one shot to release this platform. We only get one release, right? And we want it to be done right. You can go to our Telegram. You can see the pinned document of the PDF file that I said these are the things that have to be done. And when they're done, we're releasing the platform, right? And then we'll continue to build from there and scale into more of the vision. But we have the platform, we have the bounties, and we have the educational courses, which if you're a list holder, you get benefits from. That's completely free. And this, honestly, to go through with hour-long videos, detailed documents, and other very focused videos, live streams, and all sorts of stuff. Okay, and then be part of a Discord where we can be trading and talking about this. All of that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month in value. I know I've paid for them myself. I've been a part of these. I've worked with mentors that charge $1,500 an hour to learn this stuff, right? Um, this is a massive value, and I think not just in terms of money, but for the ecosystem. And there's a lot of good that's going to come from what List is doing. So anyway, there's my shill, there's my plug, but realistically, it's a promise. This is what we're building. This is what we're about. So in due time, right, we're going to be above and out of this development and building stage, and we're going to continue to be um, getting platforms signed up. Let me tell you something real quick, and then we're gonna end this unless anybody wants to say anything. Um, we've had in the last couple days, so in the last 2 days, I think 2 days or 3 days. Sorry, days kind of blend together. We've been approached by four separate projects that I've never heard of. Actually, one I've known of. One I've known of, and they've contacted us and said, "Hey, how do we go about getting listed? How can we get listed?" And we're talking to them and looking for opportunities to work together to promote their projects and everything. But we're getting seen. We're getting visibility. I was asked the other day, "Hey, when's marketing?" I spend 6 hours a day, like on average, in Twitter Spaces, in AMAs, in live streams. This is part of the marketing. This YouTube video, the educational series, getting people that are into trading, bring those into into microcaps. Get people that are into microcaps, get them into the larger scaling and understanding of trading. And being on YouTube, Discord, Telegram, Twitter, doing everything that we're doing. And 7 days a week, that is part of the marketing, right? So I don't want people to get jaded to the fact that because you have access like no other to a dev team, to the List team, that I'm excited for marketing to kick up. Guys, this is part of the marketing, right? We're not doing call groups. We're not doing pump and dump groups. That hurts the project. It strips liquidity from the community. That's not what we're about, right? Listen, we're not paying $20,000 for CoinGecko. Let me tell you why. Because CoinGecko takes that $20,000, they then go and buy your project before they list it, it pumps because everyone buys in, and a lot of people in the community, because the community is like, oh, we just got listed, I'm going to buy in a little bit, see if I can make a little bit, right? They're the first people in, the first people out. So you pay, they take $20,000 in your tax money that could be going to revenue, to development, to marketing. Sorry, not revenue, but to marketing, to development, to other things, right? They take that $20,000, they buy your chart, they dump your chart, hurt your community and everyone else that flowed into it, right? And they wash it out. So your $20,000 in taxes, which is already a lot, even gets compounded into what, $40,000 that they take out because it was taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like why would I know this? This is what we're fighting against. I'm sure in the hell not going to do it to my community. Why would I go to a community, or sorry, to a call group where I know for a fact, and I'm not going to put anyone on blast, but I know for a fact that they have their friends, that they have their bots, and they buy in with their bots. They buy launches and sell launches. They're the first. They get the first block every time, right? If you're buying a launch from a call group, you're not even trying. You're not even trying. So, anyways, hey, what's up, Baffles? Oh, no, no, no. I'm sorry, I'm not sure who's talking. Oh, what's up, Oryx? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Listen, I've got my list. I've got my list. I have as much to rage against call groups than I do CMC. The projects that I've seen that have been taken advantage, the projects that I've seen that have been destroyed and fudded over nothing. You want to know something? I saw a project. Okay, there's a project that I've got some intimate experience with, and this call group, okay, they came in, it was like friend of a friend, $10,000 in consultation for this. It was supposed to be, hey, we'll navigate you, we'll get you set up, we'll do this, we'll do that, right? $10,000. It got paid. Guess what? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And then they're like, hey, we're going to do a call. We're going to do a call. It's coming. Okay. And you know what they did? They got their friends. They got a bot. They put it in at launch. Okay. They got the first thing. The launch didn't go well. It actually had to be relaunched. And you know what? They said if you don't refund the half of Ethereum, we're going to fudge your project. We're going to destroy your project. And this is why. Why? Because you got wrecked because you aped into a project that had a mistake, and it was you were using a bot. Like your opportunity to wreck other people led you to feel like you have the authority to destroy a project. I mean, this type of stuff. Look, I've got a hit list. I'm telling you, CG and CMC is the start of it, but I've got a hit list. I would love to expose a lot of this bullshit that goes on in this space. But right now, the marketing, look, and I don't want to give anyone the impression that that we're not doing marketing. We have a very specific strategy on what we're going to be doing when we get closer to launch. A lot of it is targeted advertising. A lot of it is like um, using some of the uh, I guess the more common term is like SEO, but it's actually changed from SEO now. So we have plans. There's more that's going to be done, but I want people to know the intrinsic marketing built into our overall strategy, which is we work with other projects. We're out there doing Twitter Spaces, AMAs, these broadcasts every single day. So when there's a project that gets signed up and they come on to a Twitter space and they tell their whole community, come in, come join the Twitter space, right? This is exposure to other investors, to other people that have adopted cryptos. This is part of the marketing. It's intrinsic. When people get paid their CryptoList bounties and they have to go to cryptolist.com to cash out their bounties, that's marketing. There's a lot of intrinsic marketing built in to the utilities and to the project. So anyway, I want to manage expectations. I'm never doing a Times Square billboard. Well, okay, I'll never say never, okay, but like that that isn't beneficial. Why pay $11,000 for a billboard for a week in Times Square? What is that going to do? Yeah, go ahead. Right. Right. Mhm. Yeah, go ahead, Baffles. Yeah. Yeah. And look, yeah. Yes. 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 Absolutely. And oh, go ahead. Uh, Love you, David. Love you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Look, this is absolutely true. First off, we're not paying bollocks, not paying baffles. I have paid for two YouTube videos in my life. Or sorry, two YouTube videos for this project. Okay. There was one that we did, and it was early on, and you know what this guy did, and it was one of those things where I was like, no, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do it. And I went against my judgment and I was like, no, I want to do something for the community and he's got a big following. We'll do it, okay? $2,500. Do you know what this guy did? He put a 4.5 minute video out where he pulled up cryptolist.com and said, it's supposed to be a charting website. I don't see any charts. I don't know. It doesn't look very good. We had our robot. This is back before we did the website design. We had our mascot in the background. It's the background of the website. And he's like, I don't understand why there's an NFT in the background. It's like it's not an NFT. It's just an image. Not every image is an NFT. It's a background for a website. Like it was the most incompetent, ridiculous video. He scrolls down and it has this certificate from RM Docs saying we are vetted and doxed. And literally, he's so blind to what he was seeing. He was saying, I don't even think they're a doxed project. As it displays in the video on screen, as he's saying that, our certificate showing we're doxed and vetted. I mean, this is the type of bullshit that we get. And I was like, so he posted this video, and I was like, take it down. I was like, I need a refund. I need a new video. I need something. No refund, no nothing. Luckily, he took it down, but it was the most ridiculous thing. And then I paid Maria Anderson. It was a small amount. Anyways, I think she does a good job. She's objective. She puts time into it. I don't mind paying people for work and good work. But that is, so baffles. I want you to get to a place where, you're charging. I think you deserve it. I think you're doing well. Bollocks, obviously he could charge, right? But he doesn't need to. He doesn't want to. I mean, and I know that he has charged and stuff like that. But we have not. Like we've not paid Bollocks. So it's Yeah, well, and I appreciate that. I think that Ethereum payments. I mean, look, when you're talking about a video, and this is not you, Baffles, but we've come across people, and it's like, oh yeah, like $30,000 for a video. You're like $30,000, like 30,000. Like we don't even have a 10% tax that's coming into our wallet. But let's say we did, we would need $300,000 to break even on the project. Are you out of your mind? Like that's not even a break even thing. And it's like, how about this? If you believe you can bring in $300,000 into our project, why don't you charge Ethereum a little bit and go buy the damn project and and then make some money? Because apparently you're gonna double, or you're gonna bring a 10x into my project with your one video. Like I mean, it's just, anyway, not to get off on this. It's just an insane world. It's not priced like normal reality. Wow. No. No. Wow. Right. Mm. Yeah. Right. Man, I don't disagree with you at all. I'm sure that that's the case. Matter of fact, I I maybe even yeah. I mean, I think it's I know this is happening, right? It's just one of those things where you just, if you have any time in the space and you talk to people, you see how it works, you see, you see the sausage being made, so to speak. You know this is happening. It's insider trading, and look, how do, let me just tell you this. I am not. This is what I would like to do, and this is where I feel like I can help, and List can help. I'm not saying I would rather spend my time building what we're building, doing the live streams, educating people, saying don't buy call groups, don't buy these what these influencers are saying. Like if you think they're not making money, that's crazy. Bollocks, I will say because I only have like the knowledge with me, okay? Um, is the only exception. Okay, this is the exception. I mean, as far as like my interactions with him. Okay, so maybe anyway, whatever. I guess what I'm saying is this: we've got to change the culture. We've got to change this, and much rather have my time being invested here than like up with the picket sign or up trying to get someone from the outside to do something. Um, it's so easy. Vote with your dollars. Don't give these people views. Don't buy the projects. Then it all crumbles, right? If whales want to go in and pump them, if they, because then it's whales playing musical chairs with themselves. That's fine. Let them play with themselves all they want. That's fine. Find a real project. Get in the mind of an investor. Protect your money, right? And if you're doing so well, if you're doing so good and you have profits and whatever, and you want to take some of that and do some degen plays, no one's gonna blame you. But it's an easy fix. Just stop doing it. Like and I think people are really seeing that. Obviously, there's no one here that's doing that. Um, so it's an easy fix. People just need to be kind of educated to how these things work. I mean, it's messy, it's dirty, and it is manipulation, 100%. So just stop being manipulated. It's not that hard, you know. Uh, anyway, I appreciate. Oh yeah, go ahead, whoever. Hmm.